Salute. Peace and power to the people that struggle. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows all things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute, 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 salute. As you come on in, know that you're in a safe space. Know that you're in a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that you're in a space of educating and being educated. Know that you are in your space, a space where we unite, where we question, comment, concern, we build, we destroy, we use intelligence, we use respect, we analyze, dissect, seeking truth. You dig, all on our path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Please keep all funding information, funding links, apps, tag names, all that in the chat for the duration of class. Fund this war effort. If you or anyone you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. If you or anyone you know is in need of anger management, book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. All right? Find out what you need to know about yourself. Damn. If you or anyone you know, a sibling, a child, your uncle, your granny, your neighbor, needs a domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Book an assessment for them, okay? I'm gonna say it again. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment, okay? If you or anybody you know is in need of intimate relations, abuse consultation, please book an assessment. I cannot say it enough. If you are light with your hands, or somebody is being light with their hands with you, please book an assessment. Find out the behaviors, the patterns that you need to be alarmed by. Okay? Things that you need to be aware of. Specific alerts. Please, we're going to get into it tonight again. Book an assessment for you or somebody else within your healing, within your therapy, within the sessions that are completely confidential. You're going to learn skills, okay? You're going to learn language. You're going to understand things about yourself and others. Remember, the life you save could be your own. Please. Okay? Let's get it in. It's late night on the East Coast after a storm, after a long week. It's Friday. I need a little sippy sip to get through this class. We got a lot to cover, and I just couldn't do it. I was supposed to hold class at 5 o'clock. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I was needed in other spaces. So we here now. And with all seriousness, we're going to tag a few people. Tag Marlon Wayans. and Lil Uzi Vert. Tag them. Tell them to get their ass to class. Okay? Tag the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tag them. Okay? Tag everybody and anybody who you may know that is going through some things right now. Whether they're leaning, you know, off of being self-medicated, whether you know they have anger issues and going through it, whether they may be going through a toxic relationship, tag them. Whether they're young or old, we got to get to it. Okay? Um, and that's about it as far as, you know, people that we know. This is a general class that we're going to touch on a lot of things that's been going on. Man, not even this week, just over the past couple of days. Tag Webby too, because he's trying to not say anything, but tag Webby. Yeah, yes, sir. Bring your ass to class. Definitely. Okay? But tag your classmates, because it's late. You might have to shake them up out of bed. If y'all know each other, send a text. Say class is in session. Late night on the East Coast. Prime time for Rashida and them who watching me on the beach somewhere. Getting all brown and tan. While we up here still dealing with NYC weather. Y'all East Coast, tag them. They might be a little asleep. Tell them to get a little sippy sip. And let's see who's in class. Philip Boone is in class. Salute Philip Boone. April Brown, we see you teach. What up? Andre Jones, we see you. Cookie, yeah. Mark Lewis, what up? Cool K King is in here. Uh-oh. C Blade Sniper is in here. Rick Gatlin, what's going on? Bushhead, Uptown Dre, Geechee 3455. Geechee 55. Yeah. Love Over Money TV, East New York is in the house. That's what we talking about. Eric Carlos, what's going on? Yes, the Riverwalk is in the building. What's going on? Tiara, wipe your eyes, girl. Yeah, get up. It's time for class. Get up. God dang it. George Johnson, salute. Yeah. See this? When y'all see this, when y'all see the Buddy Love, y'all know Rashida in the building. Y'all see the Buddy Love? Yeah. Uh-huh. Bam Woods, what's going on? Ty, the beneficiary, what up? We see you. Junebug 83 is in the spot. M. Dot, you was up in the spot. Who is M. Dot is in the spot? Lovely lady. Jewels, salute for the early super chat. What's going on? J. Fry 44 Memphis is in the building. 55 for you, J. 55. Cause your man. Money bag, yo, looking crazy. So you hold that 55 for him. That's what you do. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what we doing right about now. Who else? Jean, Elaine. You was in the spotty spot. 55 gang is all up in here. Let's get it started. Okay, a lot of this conversation tonight, a lot of this dialogue tonight is going to be heavy. It may be triggering for some, but I'm going to, as always, make an attempt to keep you in a good space when these things come up. Okay? It's going to be triggering. And definitely, as always, engage in the chat with one another, with me. If I catch it, I catch it. Okay? And if certain people are of certain groups and have certain triggering words or a specific belief system, again, we're not here to disrespect. No harm intended. Rick Gatlin, salute. for funding the war effort. No doubt, class supplies, yes. Okay, Bionic Prince, we see you. 55, Voodoo Glitch, what up? What's going on? Okay, listen, as we all know, because a lot of y'all sent it to me, courts have struck down the last-ditch effort of melanated people to get some type of reparations. As I keep telling you, if you've been a student in this class, if you're part of the 55 gang, okay, you know what's up with my and our stance on reparations. You're not getting any. Period. None. Zero. Zilch. And this right here, for many, now I don't know if there are any other cases nationally on the books, right? But this was specific to Black Wall Street and the survivors. This right here, come on. You didn't have, at least I haven't seen one, a stronger argument for reparations. Now, we can have all the beliefs we want. We can have all of the theories we want. You can do all of the studies, the breakdown, the research, and the history, all you want. Unless it is challenged legally and goes up the chain, it's all verbiage, okay? This right here, come on now. This was a solid effort. Not only was it solid on paper, but we have survivors. Viola Fletcher, now 110 years old, was 7. She remembers, right? And Leslie Benningfield Randall was 6. She's going to be 110 in a few weeks, I believe. Right there. Close the door in their face. In their face. People who witnessed it, who've seen these old fays at their worst, who lived all this time. Through not only that, but through, come on, the nasty 30s and 40s, the 50s, right? With civil rights, the 60s with Black Power, the 70s, the 80s with Reaganomics. They survived all that, the crack epidemic, 9/11, everything, only for them to get shut down right in their face, okay? Now here was, one of the dissenting remarks. Plaintiffs do not point to any physical injury to property in Greenwood, rendering it inhabitable, that could be resolved by way of injunction or other civil remedy, the court wrote in its decision. Okay? Today, we hold that relief is not possible under any set of facts that could be established consistent with plaintiffs' allegations. Allegations? Like we don't have enough research? Like you sitting here and telling these elders at 110, 109 years old, and the elder gentleman passed, and he was 100 plus. You understand? You're saying that what? That they made this up, that they didn't suffer, that the whole community and all of the language that they brought up, that it's just allegations? You understand what I'm talking about? You see how they rock? And I keep telling you that over and over and over again. My beef with it is that a lot of our people allowed other melanated people to start at organizations, to create these groups with these 3, 4 letter acronyms and all this weirdness, which breeded separation in our people. And I never rock with any of it. As I told you over and over again, if we are not a united front, we will never, ever, ever win anything against these people, because they stand tall. White is right, and that's it. Don't care if you white from Minnesota or if you white from Poland. They don't care if you white from Israel or white from Florida. White is right, and they stick by it. Us allow other melanated folks to separate us, to put us in these small pocketed groups, little special interest groups, under the belief system that if we call ourselves this, then Whitey gonna give it to us. See, and that separation is something that is very selfish. And if you're selfish because you believe that Whitey is going to give you something that he wouldn't give the whole, that makes you an agent, a rat, a snitch. That's snitch behavior. That's agent behavior. That's that selfishness that also breeds defeatism and living on your knees. That's why I don't ever rock with none of that. None of was FBA, ADOS, any other of them funny style name organizations created by people who never bust their hammer at all. Never bust their hammer, never served no type of time behind the wall. So if you never did any of that, I know for an absolute fact that you're not going to go up against these old fays. You're not even doing it on a street level. You're not doing it on a grassroots political level. So I would never believe none of these dudes, not the fake ass pimp chauffeur dude, not none of these bonehead, bobblehead, dingy ass, dusty dandruff having broads, none of these Democrats, Republican, Independent, Liberal, none of that. Y'all don't bust y'all hammer. Y'all never been in the belly to that degree. So you ain't even going against them on a surface level. So when it gets down to the real get down, you're not gonna be there. Your armchair revolutionaries, your all new wave, new age, behind your basement door, clicking and clacking, talking about this and that, and up. Fuck out of here. So now we sitting here with these elders who really, in all actuality and with all our strength, was believing that there was a movement behind them. And the door got shut. Again, begging these people with no force behind it. You got no force. So now they said no. So now what's the next step? How many times in class have I told you, when they say no, now what's your next step? None of these individuals have anything. None of these organizations have anything for that. Their next step is to go beg again. Let's find another way to beg. There's no pressure. There's no force. Therefore, you get nothing. Nothing. Just that simple. Okay? Let's see exactly what Viola was talking about. Viola Fletcher, now 110, was merely 7 years old when the devastation struck her community. Lacey Randall, then just 6, vividly remembers the night of terror and chaos. Throughout their lives, both women have carried the heavy burden of their trauma, dedicating themselves to seeking justice and reparations for the losses endured. Now, this Black Wall Street is recent. When we really go back into the histories of it, As I always told you, we had the most brutal enslavers, oppressors, right? And all type of other layers and different people, bounty hunters and stuff like that, that were created in order to give specific Ophes a job to separate them from us because they were poor too. So once they established what was right, which was white, and us being easily singled out to be enslaved and not meet the requirements of equity and equality in their laws, all type of stuff was going on. Like Wall Street was recent. If we go all the way back to 1500, 1600, 1700, we start looking up and finding people like Thomas Tisselwood, who documented over 35 to 3,800 scrapes, to having slaves defecating in each other's mouth, to torturing, to rubbing lime in the wounds. What's the reparations for that? I always ask y'all, if you know yourself and you know how valuable you are in the chemistry, in the science and mathematics of the universe, anytime one of us is harmed unjustly, anytime one of us is whipped, one of us is lynched, just one, just the thought of that, putting that energy in the air, that is an invaluable entity, being, equation when it comes to us. So there's no repairing that. Just one of us. Just one of us at any given time has the intelligence, the manifestations, and the makeup of greatness. They unalived millions of us until this very day. You can't repair that. You can't repair that with nickels and dimes and dollars. There's no reparation for that. The only reparation is blood for blood. That's it. That's it. So when people try to push you or move you and say, yo, I don't care how big the amount is, I'm not moved by that. Oh yeah, we could get $1 million a family. We can't get nothing because they harmed us. They enslaved us. They lynched us. They scraped our women and children. There's no reparations for that. There's no get back for that. Nah, no. How? Okay, let's continue. The Supreme Court's ruling, which dismisses the lawsuit seeking reparations and acknowledgement of the massacre, stands as a significant setback for the survivors. The trauma of those who had to live in internment camps, right? Internment camps, same ones they threw the Japanese in, right? Because their homes were destroyed. To this day, there is a decline in home ownership, which leads to generational wealth for Black Tulsa residents, right? This is just how easy. Dismissed it. Get no reparations. Acknowledgement of what massacre? What massacre? When you go into the language of it, they basically saying that it didn't happen. That's what they saying. That it didn't happen. Right? Come on. And if it did happen, check this out. The continuing blight alleged within the Greenwood community born out of the massacre implicates generational societal inequities that can only be resolved by policymakers, not the courts. Right? Now that was Roe, an appointee of the Republican governor, right? Kevin Stitt. You understand? Policymakers. So, who are the policymakers? The policymakers have to be elected You understand? Elected officials, right? Clergy, right? Business owners. And none of that is represented because of said massacre by melanated folk. So these policymakers, they're not trying to see that because what? There's no accountability for them to see it. Okay? Again, this is what the court is saying. 7 other justices joined Roe's opinion, while a 9th justice partially dissented, only partially. Okay? The plaintiff's legal team in a statement said they plan to ask the court to reconsider its decision, saying the court system is the very place where such harms are meant to be remedied. The lawyers also called on the U.S. Department of Justice to open an investigation into the massacre. How many investigations? Y'all got the what are y'all doing? For real, what are y'all doing? You but I'm wrong. I've been hearing it for years. Oh, now they gonna get it. No, we gonna get it. They gonna give it. I keep telling you, they're not giving you nothing. They not giving you a dime. Now what are you gonna do? This just came through. This is right off, hot off the press. They telling you you ain't shit. They told your elders. 110. Nah, y'all not getting nothing. Y'all might as well go ahead and transition. And y'all still gonna ask? Y'all still gonna run around and act like fools on reality TV? Y'all still gonna run around and vote for people you know damn well not gonna represent you? This is where y'all at with it still? Therefore, you don't deserve to get nothing. Not a coin. Nothing. You don't have no force. You can't. I'm telling you, man, this is, y'all not speaking to people who are thinkers. Y'all talking to warmongers. Y'all talking to the Roman Empire. Y'all talking to the Vikings. And y'all trying to appeal to a heart that they don't have? What are y'all doing? For real. What are y'all doing? Nah, come on, man. Come on, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Come on, check this out. The city and insurance companies never compensated victims for their losses, and the massacre ultimately resulted in racial and economic disparities that still exist today. So what investigation the Justice Department gotta get? Y'all right here. Right here. You done had investigation, you done had research, you done had all of that. Facts, documents, newspaper articles, survivors. You still talking about what? This is what we doing? This is what we doing? It sought a detailed account of the property and wealth lost or stolen in the massacre, the construction of a hospital in North Tulsa, and the creation of a victims' compensation fund, among other things. This is what they asked for. In 2019, Oklahoma's Attorney General used the public nuisance law to force opioid drug maker Johnson & Johnson to pay the state $465 million in damages. The Oklahoma Supreme Court overturned that decision 2 years later. So y'all know what time it is in Oklahoma. This is where, and this was the last ditch effort. I don't see anything else. Now, of course, you got all these people making up different ways to keep going about it. This is not new. This is not new. This isn't new. So now what they doing? Now what you going to do? I asked in class several times over the years on social media, when they say no, what is your plan of action? How do you get your own reparations? I told you, you could get reparations every day, all day. You can get your own reparations, but nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to do because you still want to rely on these old phase. You want to rely on Massacre. When you don't take the responsibility and accountability in your own hands, you get whatever they give you. You get whatever they give you. Okay? The city of Tulsa said in a statement that it respects the court's decision and affirms the significance of the work the city continues to do in the North Tulsa and Greenwood communities. The city added that it remains committed to working with residents and providing resources to support these communities. Resources, crumbs that we give you to say, yeah, you good. No, you don't have to ask for that. We're going to give you this. Yeah. No one has ever been held responsible for the violent events of 31 May 1921. In addition to the 300 estimated deaths, thousands of black residents were assaulted, arrested, and left homeless. This case is likely the final opportunity for Ms. Fletcher and Ms. Randall to receive compensation over the Tulsa Race Massacre. There is no going to the United States Supreme Court. There is no going to the federal court system. This is it, their attorney previously argued in a legal brief. So where we going at? Where we going at? After Wednesday's ruling, the legal team representing Ms. Fletcher and Ms. Randall said they plan to file a petition for the Oklahoma Supreme Court to rehear the case and reconsider their decision. This is what y'all doing. This is what y'all separated families over. This right here, that's what y'all did. This is what FBA, this is what ADOS, this is what it is. I seen people stop speaking to family members on social media because they was riding with these stupid ass acronym organizations. Oh, you don't know. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. You're not rocking, then you ain't on code. On code begging? I watched it. Damn it, I had to participate because some of mine were rocking with that. I said, you gotta be damn ignorant to keep begging. Nah, that's not it. So now what? What do we tell the children? But in the mix of that decision, I also want y'all to know some things slip by. Like the stock. On them hammers that these old fays was using for these mass shootings, right? That stock that they was putting on so it could go fully automatic, that Trump banned. Yeah, Supreme Court just kicked that down. Get that ban out of here. Yeah. You understand? People ain't catch that. I bet people didn't catch that. Yeah. And he put that ban on. They got rid of it. Nah, they could change that from semi to fully auto. And get that working. Whoa, you ain't hear that? Bet you didn't know that Leonard Peltier went to the board again this week. The American Indian movement. Been locked up 49 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That y'all didn't hear about that. But they throw in your face. They threw in your face that they told your elders, get out of here. We don't believe you. You need more people. Break out. No Tulsa massacre, riot, nothing. Nah, y'all all right. Y'all rebuilt after that. Y'all all right. Again, I'm asking the leaders, I'm asking the lawyers, I'm asking the organizers, now what do you do? Now what? They've been telling our people no since Reconstruction. Oh, y'all gonna get it. 1865, oh, y'all gonna get it. Oh, not to mention they just kicked this decision down on the week of Juneteenth. Yeah, have that. Go out there, eat your hot dogs and you're grilling your chicken on Juneteenth and get your little flags and all that. While we just told you, y'all asses ain't getting no reparations. But you could go to the store and use your little ones and ends to go get some hot dog buns and shit and celebrate something that you ain't supposed to really be celebrating. Your peoples wasn't notified that enslavement of melanated people was over for 2 years and you're celebrating that? That's where we at with it? Come on, yo. Think. Guard your mind. Think. That's a celebration? For real, everybody else was doing whatever they had to do. But in Texas, they were still getting whooped upon. I believe the book was J. California Cooper. That was a mean book. That was a mean book. Sister put it down. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's her name. J. California Cooper. Right? That's the book that spoke about the family, that was planning their escape, not knowing that they was already, quote unquote, legally free. And by the time they did this daring escape, people looking at them like, y'all free. While Massa was scraping the women, still wailing out on them. And you celebrating that. This is how twisted and backwards it is. You understand? And then you have people call themselves educators or leaders or activists and telling you is different from that one. You Jamaican, you ain't with us. You Guyanese, you ain't with us. You from the continent, you ain't with us. Nah, this is us right here. And all this other weirdness. Because if we say this right here, we can show and prove that Master gotta give us something. The Master ain't giving y'all nothing. Nothing. Because it was a robbery, it was a stick-up. These are Europeans that came over out of prison cells. Stick-up men. Grippergate dudes. Do you know what Europe was like during that time? Do you know that the only men in Europe that was allowed to get boxed was part of royalty, the aristocracy, that all of the peasants, they been grippergating each other? That's why they got cabin boys on pirate ships and all that. These are the people that came over here to establish this, and they took it, and you think they giving anybody anything back? It's stinking thinking. You thinking like that? Then something is wrong. It has to be. Something right here is not clicking. If you really trust and believe that there's any good, solid old face, you serious with that shit? That you vote for them, that you push for them, that you campaign for them, that you legislate for them, that you pray for them. God Biden ain't even know where he was at. Old Sleepy Joe, and y'all out there praying for him. Hope you proud of me. And all this other weirdness. Like, what the fuck is the matter with y'all? Come on. Then you go out and earn money for him. You earn for them. You give them your time. You give them your labor so they can continue with this shit. Just stop. That's all you have to really do. Guard your mind, take control of your labor, and sit down. You're not doing shit to you. And then when it's time to get busy, you get busy. But first, you gotta sit down and collect yourself. The hell are you doing? That's not leadership. Because the old face see you in a good light, that they give you a bag and deem you leader. This is your leader. This is a good black man. This is your leader. This is a good black woman. Because she directing you or he's directing you to stay in line and let us enslave you. Let us take control of your labor. Let us tax you and give you false idols to worship. You crazy. What are y'all thinking about? So now they done dissed your elders. Shit is stupid. At this point, it's stupid. Come on, man. I get disgusted by it because it's not a higher intelligence. It's not great intellect. None of that shit. I don't care if you Michael Dyson. I don't care if you Cornell West. This shit ain't rocket science, man. It ain't. Them niggas and who they represent, they was the ones who enslaved. That's it. Same policies intact, same institutions intact. I ain't rocking with that. That's it. I don't care how many words you put in. I don't care how many different subjects in a sentence you twist up. Comes out to the same equation. 1 + 1, damn it. They on our ass, we gotta get them up off it. That's it. All this begging and shit, get the hell out of here. So let's see what's the next course. And you're gonna have, and I'm telling y'all, we here right now, you in this class, but I'm telling you right now that you're gonna have people that's getting ready to double down on it. No, we gotta go back to the courts. And we gotta ask Master again, are you sure? Master, you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Nigga, get your ass. I'm sure. Back up. Oh, okay, Master. And you go back and hover and whisper to yourself and say, well, at least them niggas over there, they ain't getting nothing. Yeah, shh. We not gonna tell them about this over here that Master got. We not gonna tell them about that over there, because we getting that. Yeah, let them stay down there. This is what they do. You understand? This is what they do. Anyway, again, like I said, if you part of any of them letters and acronyms and what you calling yourself, always remember, these oppressors, these warmongers, these people who built half of the institutions, all of the policies and legalities, you dig what I'm saying? They call you a nigger. They don't care if I call myself God and her earth, or king, or queen, Hotep, any of that, Bay, Moors, they don't care what any of us call each other. They say, that is a nigger. That's it. So all that separating us is dumb. Is dumb. I'm rocking with whoever's ready to throw that rock over in that direction. That's it. I don't care who you are. You ready to throw and bust your hammer? Let's get busy. Let's get busy. I don't care if you speak French, Jamaican, Patois, Haitian, I don't care, Spanish, whatever. You ready to rock? Let's get busy then. Because old fate got to go. All that separating shit, get out of here. You ain't winning nothing. 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 Bad enough they got half to 3/4 of us rocking with them in their military, on their police forces. We see it every day. Black cops aiming joints. KRS been told y'all. Black cop, black cop, black cop, black cop. But you gonna continue to separate yourself even more? That's dumb. It's dumb. Okay, where we going next? Before we get too deep and too heavy, we got to speak to Mr. Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans, come to class. Marlon Wayans, sit your ass up in the front. Sit your ass up in the front. Yes, sir. Come on through. Because I don't know where you thought you was going or what you thought you was doing. Yeah, with your little man nipples out. Yeah, that was too much, sir. Unless, again, like I said, these people are identifying, which is fine. Which is fine. You understand what I'm saying? It's fine. Now, in saying that, I'm sure almost everybody in class has supported or shown some respect, decency, right, to somebody either in their home, in their family, in their community, who identifies with any of those letters, whether it's an L, a G, a B, or D, or Q. We've been doing it. Some of us had uncles, some of us had aunts, some of us had, cousins. It is what it is. But a show of support isn't that. That's just what, because now you're playing. Why would I have to disrobe to show support to somebody? You understand? Because you just you want to disrobe in a fashion shoot? And then that's it. You go back to how you identify with your regular, right, or heterosexual. So what was that show for? That wasn't support. Support is what you've been doing. Making sure you still take care of your kid. Making sure you don't have that animosity that you once had for your child or children. I don't know if you got more than one that's identifying. But for you, first of all, show your children your bare chest and show the world. And again, I keep telling y'all, men, when y'all wearing these purses and these boots and your skirts and y'all showing your knees and your thighs and all this weird shit, y'all not just showing straight people, you also showing people who identify and who may want to sample your grippers. It's just that simple. You're performing in front of the world when you do that. So, Mr. Marlon Wayans, in support of your child, you just showed the world your man nipples. But you've been doing that for a while. You always was one to disrobe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That ain't nothing new. But what was new is how you cocked them damn legs open with them goddamn Danny Terrio disco fever hot silver boogie slacks. That was different. Where you going at with that? You see what I'm saying? How is that supporting your child? Them hot pants? You disco fevering? That's because just this week, I thought you said you wanted to get New York back. New York got to get back to, being on the block, talking shit. Again, I keep telling y'all, watch these people when they start going viral on different platforms. They the next in the whip. I never forget there was an interview with Tamar Braxton. Wasn't the focus of Braxton, fam. She was not the focus at all. She did some little interview and was doing all this weird stuff. And people were saying, yo, she's throwing signs. And she just kept doing that for like 6 to 8 minutes. And they were saying, oh, she's going to be next. And after that, a few months after that interview, she started wigging out. And then she was next. Album, songs, blew up. You dig what I'm saying? Another part, she had her own spin-off show. She blew up after that. This dude has been viral for the past few months, and now all of a sudden he got project this, another project. That's in the web. That's Grippergate. So if he is showing or giving up them grippers, it's fine. Again, I got people in the chat that identify. I got people in the chat in class that have transitioned. They show support. Support is support. But you don't see me taking off shirt and all that. No, we support, but how you having a mutual respect and boundaries. And if we can educate each other in a different space that is not regressive, that is not negative, you understand? That's all it is. You disrobing and cocking your damn legs? Nah, that don't look like support to me, sir. No. What do you say? I like humor. We gotta be more humorous. We gotta take New York back to where it used to be, and we are in the streets, and I want that old school New York corner type of vibe. I ain't never see nobody on a corner in New York City in them hot silver boogie down slacks, unless you was on Christopher Street. Other than that, that ain't old school New York talking shit, keeping it real, and life gets dark, so we need humor, yeah? Them hot slacks was looking real humorous. Yeah, that shit was funny. So how is supporting your child? How is supporting your child you doing that? If anything, that's a mocking. Because if you're not identifying like that, why would you put on a costume? That's a costume at that point. Because you're not going to stay like that. Are you going to remain like that? How many photo shoots are you going to do in show of support? Did you go to the parade? I mean, we still got a couple of more weeks in June. Are you going to go to another parade like that? Bare-chested and show support? I see, go to the parade. Show and prove, Marlon Wayans. Go to the next Pride parade, being that this still Pride Month, in them same boogie slacks with your shirt off. Let's see you support that. I want to see that. Because again, again, support is doing what you was doing as a parent. The whole world don't need to know that. You already vocalized it. You said it on the radio. You put your heart into an interview. I was confused about that. Come on now. I was confused. I had this, I had that, and yeah. You said all that already. That was your support. Okay, cool. We don't need to see your nipples out. Nah, honey, you don't see homie. Don't need to see your legs cocked. You was looking real suggestive, like, yeah. Looking like you was ready for a puffy party. That's all I'm saying. And I'm telling you, I'm telling, whether y'all want to admit it or not, many of us, especially in this day and age, know way more than 2 or 3 people who identify, and you're very respectful of them, and they're very respectful of you. And that's about the only amount of support you need. If they not busting their hammer for your cause and you not ready to bust your hammer for their cause, then that's it. You keep a different path. That's it. It's parallel. But all that, you dressing like them, get the hell out of here. Nah, that's a mockery. And cap. And a clout chase. And a clout chase. You dig? That's where we at with it. Now, where Lil Uzi Vert at with it, I don't know. I don't know. This man stays in the dress. And now, man, he got this little outfit he got on now down to the T. You understand that? He got the long gloves and shit. Like you know who wears gloves like that. Those long gloves that come from the fingers all the way to the elbow. Those were gloves for the ladies of leisure. So I just want y'all to know what he's doing. Okay? People may think that identifies with socialites, but many socialites, especially when they old phase, were nothing but whores trying to get chose by the aristocracy. Okay? That's what socialite is. I don't have my own bread, so I'm looking to hustle and get somebody else's bread. So he putting on them long gloves, and I'm telling you, he's not playing, because when he's showing and he's wearing these dresses, his knees and legs and thighs is very moisturized. He's oiled up. It ain't like he got ashy knees and he's like, oh, this dude just stunned, he just capping. No, he knows what's going to be shown. So he got him greased up, oiled up, moisturized. He looked like he can ready go on a visit. Yeah, he looked like he can ready go visit his peoples on Rikers Island or something. So he getting oiled up and jazzed up so he can show them, yeah, I'm still getting money in the town. Look like he getting ready to go on a visit. Come on, Voodoo, you know how it is. You know when you're on that visit, you're on the visit floor, you looking crazy, you looking around, you know, you trying to see the sights, and this one, damn, yo, shorty, mom's all right. Oh, yo, that's son's sister. Nah, son, oh, who that, son? Yo, that's my girl's sister. And all of a sudden, you see, Lil Uzi Vert. And they're like, oh, shit, son, and them people still getting money. Look, she coming through with the Marc Jacobs. Yeah, he look like he getting ready to go on a visit. He ain't playing. He greased up, oiled up. So, come on. We don't even need to discuss him. At least 10 or 12 of y'all sent me the picture. Like, yo, but y'all didn't send me money bag, yo, in them Balenciagas. But y'all sent me Lil Uzi Vert. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Don't play games with it. Why? Y'all think Moneybag Yo is tough and the gangster? He got on the Balenciagas right now, even though we know what they about. These rap dudes is doing it because they contractually obligated to do it. Well, you signed this 360? Okay, yeah. Well, there's certain companies that you got to rep. You got to, go out there and be a brand ambassador for. Because what the hell Moneybag Yo know about Balenciaga? That shit ain't where he from in his town. Most people wasn't even hip to that shit because it's trash. Excuse me. So he got it on, but y'all sending me Lil Uzi Vert. That ain't nothing new with him. Y'all seen Lil Uzi Vert in several dresses over the past several years. Yeah, it's just this time again. He got the purse. He come on, man. The man was doing splits on stage. Full splits. Like, he ain't got the nuts the first. He was doing, so y'all already know what it is with that. Y'all already know what's. I'm not shocked and surprised by that. Again, the only thing I was shocked at, I was like, damn, his knees and thighs sure is oiled up. He ready to go on a visit. Yeah. I was like, yo, oh nah, he for real with it. He for real with it. That's part of his wardrobe. He might have 6 or 7 dresses in his closet. JT fronted too. He's with Adam. And I don't mean to bust your bubble, Toinette, but JT can't say shit. Nothing. He was living on the continent all that time, came back home, and now he's rocking with a lizard. A man who he lets dudes run all through his wife and make a film. While a man is damn near doing it to him too. Come on, JT, he ain't conscious, woke, none of that. You can't come and say nothing. Nothing. He lived on the continent, talked bad about it after he got back over here and went right to the Euros, the main Euros. He went to the lizard. He didn't even go to old Vladimir. He went to Adam. Fuck out of here. Y'all standing with that. Anybody that stand with that, I know what's up with you. That's crazy. Crazy. This dude is straight. Listen, he's a lizard. So what the hell JT doing over there? You can't tell me about no 360. Nothing. 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 And you went to the Lizard King. This dude kissed his wife in the mouth after some big old burly Mandango done had a whole bunch of inches in her throat. Crazy? And you standing with him? And your favorite man from the Bronx stood with him too. Fuck out of here. Standing next to that. Like, really? That's what type of time he on? After being on a continent? Nah, JT, you out of here. Fuck out of here. Nah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that, but that's just what it is. Y'all gonna have to understand that. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. These dudes are making a conscious decision because that is the only way you're going viral. It's the only way you're getting your numbers up. That's the only way you're eating off of YouTube or IG or any of this. You have to get in the whip. And if you get in the whip, you understand what it's about. That's why my numbers is the way it is, and I'm good. Because I don't mess with that. We work for the people support. We provide services. We make sure that we got each other and we don't have to rely on them. Because to rely on them at one given moment, they're going to ask you for something in return. So if you good with it, you good with it. That's when you see them in these dresses and these funny shoes, and you see them at certain events and on certain TV shows and certain... Yeah. How y'all do that? And it's not a secret. It's out. It's not surprising. For what? They could be who they are. They could be who they are. Understand that. That's not nothing that hasn't been going on. I told you we had Sylvester, we had Luther, we had all that. You understand? We had all of that. But them dudes were where they were at with it. These rap dudes is hummer stunting. I'm telling you, these rap dudes, to this right now, current day, they doing way more than Superhead could have ever did. Today, tonight. Some of them dudes, you wouldn't even believe it. You're like, that fat dude? Yeah, that fat, nasty dude and that skinny dude is wilding on each other. Yeah, that's how they rock. And after that, they go to the FBI and all them other agencies and tell what's going on in the black community and what's going on in the streets. Come on, man. Y'all don't know this? This is basic. There's no conspiracy, nothing. It is what it is. So you have to acknowledge it. This way, our path towards liberation is clearer because you know we can't get nothing from them. We can't expect anything from them because that's what it is. That's what it is. These dudes is doing the most. Superhead ain't got nothing on these dudes at all. I don't know how many times they got to show you. You dig? Washington, here, Maya, salute for funding the war effort. It's just that simple. It is what it is. So it ain't to be, shocked by it anymore. After Lil Nas X, that was it. Everything is like, oh, war, they accepted that? Okay. Everybody started doing it. Mos Def, Young Thug, Uzi Vert, all of them. Oh, yo, it's on and popping. We could do this and we good. And it is what it is. Simple as that. So now when you see women crying on social media, yo, oh, he didn't tell me. He had he had a disease that changed my life. Because y'all letting these dudes present as straight and they not. But because they got a couple of hundreds in their pocket, a couple of C notes, y'all do anything and everything with them. Because they got a bag that, is a second or a third that, Birkin or one of them done had in the stash somewhere and they wiggled and stole it or got it on the arm for cheap and gave it to you, you let them run all in your behind. It's that same imagery and idolatry that's going to get you twisted out because you're not guarding your mind. Our women are going through it. It is exactly what it is. So people got to smarten up. This shit was fun in the 80s and 90s. Oh, idolizing. Yo, we a fan. Oh, the music touched my soul. Oh, I love this one and we love that one. We got the Michael Jackson and we got this girl and the Whitneys and it ain't fun no more. Don't let your kids get over-consumed with it because they're gonna become victims. That shit is over with. We already know now. The gig is up. We done looked behind the curtain. We saw the wizard. And the wizard was behind there with old King Cole. And Santa. And they was having a goddamn orgy. And all the other weird stories and fables. These old phases ridiculous. Stop believing them and believe in yourself. I'm telling you, pull up out of everything they told you. You got to wash your mind clear of all that. Or you're going to be stuck. Or in a mess. So, let's get down to this DV. And again, I feel terrible about certain events and incidents that come across because, like I always stress to y'all, domestic violence is so prevalent. And the more our people don't have, the more people begin to stress out over certain resources or opportunities or just the way people are moving and living in this day and time. Stress, right? Lack of mental health. DV is that is a springboard, right? That is the gateway. Just like they say marijuana is a gateway drug. Stress, aggravation, and whatever you believe in is a gateway to domestic violence. And there's key signs, there are key things that you could zone in on for you or your family to say, yo, hold up, this done went left. Hold up, is that how he always move around? You got to, yo. And I know that resources are limited, and I know that if people are in deep in the toxic space of it, that is difficult to get out, but you got to find a way, because this is what takes place. All right? This is what takes place. Check this out. Man suspected of unaliving the 8-year-old Burnsville boy was his father, police confirmed. Family remembers boy as a hero. I mean, 8. This. The man suspected of shooting a young boy in Burnsville last week was his father, police confirmed on Wednesday. 8-year-old Amir Hardin's father turned the hammer on himself after allegedly shooting his son, police say. Amir succumbed to his injuries a few days later, as his father remained in critical condition as of today. Amir's mother, Cherish Edwards, speaking with the news on Wednesday, said her son carried a larger-than-life personality in his 8-year-old body. Now, this man was just released 24 hours prior to that for a DV incident and had a long history of back and forth. He as far as DV, I don't know if he had an extended criminal past for it, but he did this to the boy as the boy was trying to protect his mother. His father pulled out a hammer. Shorty ran to him, and they was wrestling for the hammer, even when his mother said, no, move, run. All y'all kids run, get up out of here. Shorty tussling his pops for the hammer, and his pops hit him. Boom. After that, of course, chaos ensues, but now father puts the hammer, turns it on himself, and even while the 4 other siblings was watching, and one of the daughters said, no, daddy, he still gave it to herself. Now, little Amir was 8. The oldest of the 5 children was only 11. So this is what many of our people are living with. Many have this type of toxic stuff under their roof on any given time. And either they don't know how to reach out for help, or are very apprehensive about it, ashamed. But that just went on Wednesday, all right? Now check this out. This is here in Harlem, in New York City, East Harlem, Manhattan. Police say a man has expired after he clapped his ex-girlfriend, her son, and then turned the hammer on himself. It happened at a building at 165 East 112th Street around 12:30 p.m. on Thursday. Now, I keep telling you how frequent this is, and it's all around the nation. I keep saying that to you, that black women and black children are being harmed, unalived, assaulted by black men. Black men who we can't keep saying they're struggling. Okay? It's a very different place now. Jerron Jackson, salute. And this has been going on. I keep telling y'all, I was watching the percentages go up pre-pandemic because I'm in the work. I've been watching it rise nationally. You dig? Here we go. Officials say an ex-boyfriend came to the ninth floor apartment, knocked on the door, and when his ex-girlfriend's 19-year-old son answered, the suspect clapped him in the torso and the arm. The suspect then clapped the 40-year-old ex-girlfriend in the thigh and the back of the ear. Both victims are stable, okay, at Harlem Hospital. The 45-year-old man then clapped himself in the head and he was taken to the hospital in critical condition where he was later pronounced unalived. He has at least 5 prior arrests stemming from past domestic violence incidents, with the most recent about a decade ago. Jerron Jackson, salute, much appreciated for the super chats. Now, they got a history of it. Now, listen, they said X. Again, people don't understand that if you're not in therapy or in a space where you're talking about this type of situation, then you don't have a clue of what to look for when it falls in your lap. That people become unstable just like that. Just like that. And it don't take much when somebody is already a little bit troubled. It doesn't. The thing that is sadly ironic about this particular incident and this building, right? 165 East 112th Street. An incident similar to that happened just last year in that building at that time, where another domestic violence situation occurred and people were unalived in the same building. So I'm sure that the trauma in that community, because he's saying that this couple, this ex-boyfriend and girlfriend, was raised up in the same project. This is the same NYCHA resident, same project. So they grew up together. And I'm sure they heard last year what happened. You mean to tell me after that the community didn't rally around, resources wasn't poured into that community, so at least somebody would have had some type of knowledge of what was going on with this man right here? Well, we're getting into a space where these men are unaliving themselves, but taking others with them, which is like, what I always ask, what do women and the kids have to do with it? If you feeling that and you're serious and sincere with doing that to yourself, leave everybody else out of it. But the troubled mind seeks, right, company. What up? What up? We see you. What's going on, Senorita Flowers? We see you. You understand? And I keep saying over and over, people need clear, trusting, therapeutic spaces with people who may understand, because we've been through the same type of stresses. Okay? And my phone is acting up. Now, let's go to another one. Police are investigating an unalived suey involving rapper Webby's longtime DJ Notorious Brown. Brown went by the stage name DJ T Gutter. According to reports, the incident occurred around noon on Sunday, June 9th, in the Cobb County city of Powder Springs. Authorities responded to a home on Forest Hill Road where they found a man and a woman with gunshot wounds, GSWs. Right? The female victim was pronounced unalive at the scene, while the male was transported to Wellstar Kennystone Hospital in critical condition. He later succumbed from his injuries. The victims were identified as Notorious Brown, 38, and Kalisha Sedens Dunn, 36. Young folk. Now, the shooting reportedly took place after Brown took to Facebook to reveal his terrible working conditions. He admitted to working for Webby for 10 years and was not properly compensated. I know how that could feel, right? When you are doing something that you love and enjoy and not get paid a dime. You know, if you are not in the right space or you don't have a different way of moving and maneuvering, it's very triggering. Yeah, I know how that go. Yeah. And it's common in the industry, whether it's entertainment, whether it's journalism, whether it's anything, it's common. That's why you don't allow that to be your motivation. But anyway, here goes some of the rant. Then that N-word don't want to see nobody around him shine, Brown wrote in a June 9th Facebook post. Quote unquote, why y'all think everybody left from around him? I was only supposed to be his tour DJ, but I had to be a driver, a doctor, a security, a PR, a babysitter, booking agent, a referee, a counselor, a road manager, and a list of other things. But yet this N-word didn't appreciate none of that. Brown says he stuck around and continued to work for Webby because he had hope that it would get better, as many people in the industry do. They get tagged along by these people with names, claim to have relationships and all that, and they utilize whoever they can, whenever they can, to make sure they right and exact, right? Continue. I never asked dude for S. All right? I came around with my own everything. It was some good times, but it was more bad times than anything. I never in my life met somebody that complained more than him. The N-word, straight up miserable. Webby has yet to address the post or the passing of Brown and his wife. Now, I don't know what was going on. That didn't sound like that was such a major thing. It just doesn't. Again, we don't know. We can't measure how other people accept or tolerate specific behaviors because we don't know what their belief system is. He might have really believed that this dude was going to put him in a better position. But why post something like that and then hit the wife? I don't get that. Right? If you're that depressed, if you really want to go, and you hit the wife. Like, what really was going on in that space? But this is what, excuse me, I'm telling you. Every day, somewhere in this nation, and maybe globally, a woman is getting unalived in a domestic incident, in an environment where she may have felt safe at one time. And I'm telling you, might have felt love, maybe, but when this situation or when that energy starts to shift, people need to hot-foot it out of those situations. Because when they go left, this is what they do. This is the end result of that. That's the end result of it, usually. And it's always a shock when it go down. Other person is like, not, you don't see that look in their eyes until it's too late. But I'm saying that there are ways where you can measure that behavior. It just is. And at that point, you have to save yourself and your children or your family, because it gets dangerous very quick, right? Now, we went through Um, we went through some of these before, but I want to go through it again because, I mean, I understand how things are moving. Times is tight. I understand that people don't know how to reach out for assistance. I understand that people, again, are a little bit skeptical of telling somebody that they're going through this. But it's a must because the quicker you realize you're in this situation, the quicker you can make your exit and remain alive. You understand? Philly, Chris. Yeah, it gets deep, and our deepest, most heartfelt condolences, and we send universal healing, as you still going through that. You dig? It takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes so much from a family. You dig? But some of the signs, and again, I'm going to go through it because when you get to that level, when you get to the level where it's physical violence, when you get to the level where it's consistent, and consistent physicality means that this man or this woman is a batterer, right? You move from out of domestic violence to domestic battery when it's consistent and continuous and it gets more intense, right? But the beginnings of it has less to do with physical violence and more to do with manipulation, mental abuse, emotional abuse. You have to key in on that and not allow yourself to get rocked to sleep. Okay? One of the first things that an abuser does is isolate you. It's the first thing. Right? When they talk about they love you so much that you don't need your family. They love you so much you don't need to talk to people on the phone. Let me get your phone. Let me get your pen. Let me get all that and that isolation, moving you way out somewhere, away from family, away from friends, away from the community that knows you. Be mindful of that. Be never, I don't care who it is, have yourself in a space where you are totally and completely vulnerable. It was too late in the game for that. It is too late in the game for that. This is 2024. People are unstable mentally. You never want to be in a space where it just becomes common for you not to be heard from your family. No cousins, no nothing, no girlfriends, no guy friends. Nah, that's just not it. So using isolation, right? This is what they do, controlling what he or she does, who she or he sees and talks to, what she reads or he reads, where he goes, limiting their outside involvement, using jealousy to justify actions of, arguments and stuff like that. Be mindful of that. You have to be, I don't care who is, nobody that loves you that much. That's not love. That's possession. And that is a learned trait. And the way you learn that either is through family or through believing in them old faiths, because them old faiths possessed us. They claim to love and possess. And that's why you are this slave, because I love you, I need you, but you got to work these fields. You got to make this stuff a better place for us. Don't you want to make a better life for us? Don't you want to get to heaven? You understand? This isolation, nah, come on now. No. We don't do that. So watch that. Oh no, he balling. Yeah, he said we need to move. Oh, he moving me to Mississippi. And we got nobody, you don't know nobody. Nah. No, 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 no. Hell no. Hell no. And again, I'm a bit extreme. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bit extreme. I do not leave, and I never have. That's just who I am. I don't leave good people, right? We may not be going together. May not be involved to a serious degree, but all my exes are friends. 30 years, 35 years. I know their kids. I know all. If they got multiple children, fathers, know all of them. It's Uncle Blaze, it's, Brother Blaze, it's all that. Everybody. I know you, where, everybody. Yo, and I'm checking. How you been? Yo, what's going on? I ain't hear from you this week. How you? You good? You good? You good? You good? How's mom? Boom, boom, boom. Everything. No, we ain't doing that. Isolate who? Can't talk to who? That ain't love. That's not respect. It's not. You gotta cut off everybody in order to show somebody that you're with them? No. No. Where they do that at? What kind of thinking is that? Where you inherited that practice from? And I'm telling you, people gonna feel ways, but this is just what it is. And I'm telling you that some people put themselves in conditions where they can be abused, conditions where they can be battered because they have a false thought. The beliefs is screwy. So in order for you to prove that you are with them and you love them so much, you cut off everybody, your mama, your papa, you and your brothers and sisters, y'all siblings, y'all was raised up like this because you with this broad or with this dude. You can't speak to your family because they don't get with them. Be mindful of it. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but this is a telling sign, right? Okay? Using emotional abuse, all right? Putting him or her down, okay? Making him or her feel bad about themselves, calling him or her names, making her or him think they're crazy, playing mind games, humiliation, you dig what I'm saying? Or making them feel guilty. Stuff like that. These are manipulative. This is emotional games that people play. And that's a sign of an abuser. But people, because that's all they know, they sit in the pocket of that. Because that's how they've been treated. And I see it as early as middle school, that men and women, little boys and little girls, don't know how to relate to each other. And they relate to each other in painful language and setting themselves up in these scenarios. Because I've seen little girls who should not be claiming nobody as a boyfriend, or little boys claiming somebody as a girlfriend, getting abused emotionally and physically before their ass is even in high school. That's how fast the cycle begins, because nobody is training them. You understand? Nobody's educating them. Nobody is really allowing them to grow into themselves as people before claiming that. Told them in there, oh my kid, y'all don't claim nobody because you can't take care of nobody. So ain't no boyfriends, ain't no girlfriends. When you can claim people is when you taking care of them. Not because I'm giving you something Or you got a little punk ass job and you can go to the movies. That ain't taking care of them. Nah. Mm-mm. You got a home. They got a home. Most of these kids ain't got shit. They live with their parents, but y'all claiming relationships and boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all don't even know each other. Y'all don't even know how to pee straight real good. Don't even wash your ass good, but you in adult situations. Mm-mm. No. Let's go. Next step, using intimidation, right? Making him afraid by using looks. Making her afraid by using looks. Mm-hmm. Gestures. Smashing things, destroying their property. Smashing the phone. Girl, take your phone. I don't want to see your phone. Give me your code. You don't give me your code. Boom. How is he supposed to respond to that? He's not going to hit her because he's not in that type of frame. But now, under the threat of her smashing his property, anytime she wants the phone, he got to give it to her? What is that? That's not something he wants to do. You broke him or her. Same situation. Right? Abusing pets if y'all got pets. Dudes flashing weapons, firearms. So now she see the firearm. She hear him talking about street stuff, or, he might not even be about it like that. He could be a cold, lame square. But he got the firearm, and she sees it, and she know, because she done lost a cousin to, gunfire. She done lost a brother or a classmate. So now it's in her house. It's intimidating. All of these scenarios. And that's without, he didn't even touch her. So you're using intimidation, you're using emotional abuse, you're using isolation. All that is abusive situations. You understand? All that is abuse. Before you get physical, you're already in a domestic violence situation. But people don't get it. They don't understand it. They're not conscious of it. They have no awareness of it because everything that they've been seeing, I gotta get a girl, I gotta get a girl, I gotta get a man. We gotta get together, and don't nobody have no knowledge of who they are, their emotions, the different levels of their emotions, the languages. They don't know how to relate. Don't have no type of spirituality with them. Nothing. They just getting together for the get together. Ooh, she made this happen. Ooh, I gave this to her. Yeah, they took me to Red Lobster. Next thing you know, you're in a situation you don't understand how this dude is run upside your head every day. Or how this woman is coming in the crib terrorizing you and the kids. Right? All type of, this is what goes on. Right? This is what it is. And when you layer it with somebody who has some type of an addiction, alcohol, narcotics, right? Or somebody who has an anger issue, you're setting yourself up to be a news story. And it's happening more and more and more because our people are not living in the space where they have knowledge of self. They're manifesting their self in a space where they could live out their potential. It happens all the time and it's frequent. So I keep telling people, listen, I'm telling you, get an assessment, figure out where you are, figure out where the people around you are, so you're not coming up in your dwelling, wherever you live, your apartment, your house, or, if somebody's showing up to work and trying to lay you out. It's just that simple. we're in a very, very weird time. This is a very, very weird historic time. And it may be similar, or it could be in the same space and time as the dark ages, the middle ages, all type of stuff was going on back then. You understand? But I know for us, for melanated folk, it's a lot going on. You dig? I don't understand it. It's now. You can look on people's faces when you've been doing the work as long as I've been doing it. I can see the trouble. People are troubled. When you can walk out in the traffic, just walk across the street, don't look. You understand? When you are, you know, aloof and you don't understand your spacing and you're in the stores and you all up on me, bumping me, and I'm looking, I'm like, no, excuse me, no, not. You're zoned out. When you consistently see acts of violence on a regular basis, people are up here going through it. I see it all day, every day. So I continue to make sure that I speak to people. You have to. If not, soon that energy will fall right in your lap. You know? Fall right in your lap. And a lot of the times, these very people that are going through it, they got some knowledge of it. They do. A lot of people who are mentally off, they know to a certain degree. They may not understand and may not be able to control it, but they know. A quick story before we close out. One of my peoples is going through this little mental space where we have to go through, and they need higher level, not only assessments, but they had the assessment, but higher level therapeutic space. So we moving back and forth. We go to hospitals and stuff, and it just happens to be the local hospital. Okay, they wanted me to accompany, so I accompany. As soon as I get in there, I look and I see a very familiar person. I look, I see this lady, and I'm like, oh, okay. First thing I'm thinking, damn, she hanging in there, she's still alive. Because I know this woman was actually older than my mom's. Right? Now, how am I familiar with this woman? I told you I've been in East New York all my life. We were actually the first people in our apartment, in our building. The first. Most people in Penn Workman houses, we are very tight because we opened that development in 1973. So we consider ourselves not people from the same project, but family. We know each other's grandparents, cousins from down south, multiple cousins. We know the cousins, boyfriends, everybody, because it's only 3 buildings. Okay? So now, I see this lady back in the days. Now, even back in the days when I was talking about a kid, she came off as very weird. So when you're a kid, you don't understand that it's some type of mental thing going on. But she always wore all black, right? So, you know, I would see nobody spoke to her but my mother. Like, you know, few people in her building, but outside of that, nobody in the whole entire area ever spoke to this woman. Because she was off. Very quiet to herself. Always wore black on some Morticia Adams shit. And always like that, like long dresses and just kind of off. Long story short, now we talking. 40 plus years. And she's still out there doing the same thing. Anyway, I run into this lady this week, right? And I'm looking at her. I'm like, wow, she's still hanging in there. Okay. Now we're in a psych spot. So one of the nurses came out and said, oh, the doctor said he's caught up. He can't come through. You understand? He can't come through. He wants you to come back at a later date to get your medication. She said, oh, no. What? Oh, again, the nurse said, well, doctor said there's a problem with the insurance or something going on, or a problem with the medication. I'm not sure, but he's not coming to the office. He wants you to come back. She was like, hell no. I'm not leaving. I need my medication. I'm not going anywhere. I need my medication. So I'm like, okay. So the lady tried to, but he's not coming. Are you going to wait? She said, I'm going to wait here until he come here. I don't care how long. I'm going to sit here. Long story short, they must have been fronting because 20 minutes later, here come the doctor to explain what is going on. So she's off, but she wasn't that dumb. She wasn't that damn off to know that she needed that medication. That she was going to sit there and wait however long it took, because she said, I need that. And I'm telling this lady got to be 70 something. So a lot of them have some type of awareness that they're not in a good space. And most of these men that are abusive to the degree that they are batterers and they have the potential to unalive women and children, some of them know that they off. But it's up to you, it's up to us to catch that so we don't become victims of it. You understand? They off. Some of them need medication. Many of them need therapy, whether outpatient or inpatient. But if you or anyone you know wants to talk, needs to talk, have to think of a way out, get an assessment, find out exactly what it is, because once you begin to work on yourself, then you recognize in other people, it gets that much easier. You look and you like, oh, hold up. I'm working on me, I'm getting me right. I no longer want to accept or tolerate that type of behavior. It's just that simple. Now, that ain't where I'm trying to go with it. Molly, much appreciated for funding the war effort. You understand? Once you clear in your space, now you can see clearly. You looking like, oh, nah, that's crazy. That's just how it is. Once you pull up out of something, once you pull up out of the street, now you can recognize, you're like, damn, I was wilding. Once you pull up out of a relationship, you're like, that nigga ain't that fine. Well, that broad, that broad ain't all that. But you got to pull out. So you can really start assessing not only yourself, but your world. And then you will see things start to change. But nobody's supposed to be in a position where they with somebody who don't care about themselves to that degree that they may drop you or may take you with them because they don't want to be here. Nah. And you'd be surprised how many people are sitting in that space. And either they don't recognize it or they don't believe that they have the power to change it. You got the power to change it. You just have to recognize, be encouraged, build your will, build your strength back up and say, yo, hold on now. I'm out. Because that doesn't have to be your story. It just doesn't. So if you got a daughter going through it, if you got a son going through it, and they, listen, have them start watching these classes. Have them, then they may want to reach out and get a session and assessment and all that. But it got to start somewhere. You can't sit in abuse, or you can't allow a loved one to sit in abuse. You dig? You know? I couldn't even understand how you could come through and make an attempt to troll when I've been given nothing but bombs all night. That's how sick the world is. You dig what I'm saying? Not knowing that at any given time, Charleston White could bang my phone because he definitely respects me. They're gonna come here and try to troll with that. Bootleg. Charleston. You better go see my interview with him. I'll give it to y'all. Go see Info Minds. That's what you put in the put that in the YouTube search. Karim Bliss Johnson, Charleston White, Info Minds, and see if you ever heard him speak like that. Highly respect me. Yeah. Come over here trolling with that shit. They wish they could give it up the way I give it up, with consistency and not a penny. You understand? Come on. Y'all want to believe in that fable of Jesus. Ain't nobody more likened to that than me. I don't have shit. Nothing. And make people's lives that much better. Coming over here playing games. Trust and believe I'm surgical, very disciplined. You won't never take me off my train. I don't acknowledge that troll shit, but I will, check it every once in a blue. For real. You dig? I better ask Charleston about me. Y'all coming over here trolling? Who paid y'all? What kind of federal agency paid y'all to come over here and look and troll? I better ask Charleston about me. Yeah. Simple as that. But, come on, y'all. It's almost 2 hours. All right? And I'm sure, it's 1 o'clock over here on the East Coast. I'm sure y'all Cali people enjoyed it. You dig? But we getting ready to go, lay it down. Charleston's your cousin. Okay, salute him. Tell your cousin to call me. My number ain't changed in 20 years. Tell him to stop shouting me on social media and bang my phone. You dig? All right? My shit don't change. I got too many clients for my number to change. All right? But again, come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. It is very real. We got a war going on all fronts, right? The old phase consistently attacking us mentally, physically, spiritually. The lovers of the old phase who share our same skin tone and DNA, they love the old phase. They attacking us mentally, spiritually, physically all the time for them. You dig? And now we got some people in our own homes because they're not sure of how to move. They don't have knowledge of self. Now they're destroying that. See, look, another person shot. We can been getting people, shot all week. Just seen that on the app. You dig? So again, come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Be safe out there in these streets. You ain't got no room to be arguing with nobody. Your job is to make it home safe. Make it home safe. That is your job. It's not to go out, go to the gas station, argue with somebody, go to the supermarket, argue with. That ain't in your plan. You said you was going to get some juice. Take your ass to the store, get some juice, and come back. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right? Don't move away from your plan. Get home safe. Ain't time to be riffing with no police, no time to be running no lights, none of that. Get home safe, get back to class, you dig? And remember, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. Don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you, and you'll be stronger. All right? That's how we doing it. 55 gang. Y'all in here deep. I know you're in here. 55 gang. Get y'all damn grades up.